If your nickname is Money, then you're gonna end up with some big money wheels. Floyd "Money" Mayweather has formed an impressive reputation as a literally unbeatable fighter, with 50 wins in 50 matches, with over half of those wins being by knockout. His multiple championships and impressive win streak, as well as his further success as a promoter, really have put the money in his name, and Mayweather has used that money to put an impressive collection of wheels in his garage.
They call this the $1 million garage.
Champions are a rare breed, and what better ride for a champion than another rare breed, like the Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. Christian Koenigsegg got the supercar bug urge the way many Swedish youth did, through the stop-motion classic the Pinchcliffe Grand Prix. Like the plucky inventor Reodor Felgen, Koenigsegg grew up to create a car almost as bonkers as the two-tempo gigante itself, the Koenig CC8S, which led to the CCX using mostly in-house parts, including the impressive engines to make sure his fast and sleek creation was legal all over the globe, including America's strict standards. The CCXR Trevita was a unique and impressive expression of that supercar. It has a special diamond-shaped carbon fiber weave that gives it the Trevita name, meaning 3 whites. The process was so complicated that Koenigsegg stopped at 2 instead of the planned 3. The in-house 4.8-liter twin-turbo charged V8 is good for over 1,000 horsepower, which when applied through the specialty constructed 6-speed paddle shift transmission is good for launching the car to 60 miles per hour from a standstill in 2.9 seconds on its way past 250 miles per hour. Mayweather's Trevita is one of only 2 in existence, which is why when he let go of it in 2017 ahead of his fight with MMA fighter Conor McGregor, it made the news. The final hammer price was $2.6 million.
This is one of those cars you just don't see. You know, that's what makes it cool.
Champions also tend to like champions, like the convertible Speed Champion is one of 8 Bugatti Grand Sport Vitesse with a humble sticker price of $3.5 million. While he had the reins at Volkswagen, Ferdinand Pike oversaw the development of an impressive series of engines, the W12 and the W16. Essentially, there were 2 V6s or 2 V8s, brought together to form a W or 2 Vs. The big boy went into a Volkswagen supercar concept where Pike & Company found out that no one wanted Volkswagen and supercars together in the same sentence. So instead, he bought up the Bugatti brand, a company whose founder, Ettore Bugatti, made a reputation for making fast, luxurious, and exclusive cars. Then he put his 1,000-plus horsepower W16 in a luxury supercar and set a new production car speed record. Then, with the tried-and-true method of bigger turbos, they followed with the even faster 1,200 horsepower Grand Sport. Then, for funsies, they set a convertible speed record with the Vitesse at 254.04 miles an hour. You'd think that 250 miles per hour would be all she wrote when it comes to production speed records, but in the years since, that record has moved north of 300. Make the most of that speed though. At full song, the Vitesse will drain all 26 gallons of fuel in 8 minutes. Money Mayweather can probably afford it.
This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million.
You don't need to make your own exotic power plant to make waves in the super fast, super exclusive club of hypercars. Pagani is one of the older of single-model boutique hypercar makers and is distinct for their center-mounted quad exhaust that produces one of the best exhaust notes ever. The Huayra follows the company's first offering, the Zonda. Power comes from Mercedes Benz's Mad Science division, AMG, in the form of a turbocharged V12, true to form. The rest of the car is draped in exotic materials and fancy bits. Carbon fiber is too pedestrian. This car uses carbon titanium HP62, which is both lighter and stronger. While the Bugatti is powerful and heavy, Pagani goes for powerful and lightweight, tipping the scales at 2,755 pounds. Its race car body styling is form and function, throwing down 1,102 pounds of downforce once the car hits 174 miles an hour. Pagani claims this will allow the car to hit 2.2 lateral Gs under the right conditions. The car was more of an investment for Mayweather, with this car broker buying the car in an effort to expand the Boxer's car collection value from $60 million to $30 million. You know, as you do. The other car bought by the guy with the job of finding super rare and expensive cars for his millionaire client was the $2 million Aston Martin 177. The Aston Martin 177 is the result of the folks at the historic British Mark telling their engineers to go nuts. The only edict was that it be an expression of the front-engine rear-wheel drive race cars of days past. But that was the last time they would look backward. In true Aston Martin fashion, every part was redesigned to both function better and look better. The result is a beautiful car hiding a race car pretending it belongs on the road. It makes its 700 horsepower from a V12 without the benefit of turbochargers. As the name would suggest, only 77 examples were made, which on this list practically makes it a mass production car. Why buy one hypercar when you can buy two? Just in case the red one doesn't match your outfit or color scheme for the rest of the collection, like Mayweather's red and white LaFerrari Aperta. You know when Ferrari calls one of their cars the Ferrari, they mean business. The LaFerrari falls in a line of no-holds-barred designs that dates back to the F40. It wasn't built for a series like the 288 or 250 GTO. It was just built to see what they can get a street-legal Ferrari to do. The LaFerrari and the Aperta convertible versions that rest in Mayweather's hands make use of a hybrid drivetrain. But rest assured, Ferrari isn't concerned with their 200 miles per hour plus madness on four wheels. Their hybrid system is developed from the F1 KERS, or Kinetic Energy Recovery System, that combines with the traditional fuel-burning engine for 963 horsepower. Rather than saving gas, the Hikers makes use of the electric motor's instant-on torque to launch the car off the line, leaving the engine to focus on horsepower at the high end of the rev range. The reality is all it takes is buckets of money to buy an exotic supercar, where the specialness is sort of baked in by its astronomical price and low production numbers. But you never forget your first love, the one that's special. Like Mayweather's 1996 Mercedes Benz S-Class. The S-Class is Benz's top luxury sedan with all the bells and whistles, including the 96's cassette deck.
If you got an old school car and you got an old school tape deck, it's only right to have tapes.
Mayweather keeps a collection of audio cassettes to make sure it's not wasted. The all-white marble happens to have been built at the start of Mayweather's career, and is one of the few constants in his collection that sees a lot of overturn. The V12 German luxury sedan has clocked over 30,000 miles, which is low for people with one car, but makes Mayweather's Benz one of the most used of the bunch. Lamborghini arguably created the poster car, that one machine that is so exotic, so enticing, and so recognizable that it sits on a young person's wall as the ultimate goal. Before there were Koenigsegg's or Paganis, there was a humble tractor manufacturer who had some notes for Enzo Ferrari on the build quality of his cars. When Enzo dismissed Ferruccio Lamborghini unceremoniously, he went home and decided to show Enzo exactly what he meant by building his own sports car. In 1966, he changed the game when he put the 4-liter V12 sideways behind the driver in the Lamborghini Miura. It's considered by some to be the birth of the supercar. The Miura was followed by the Countach. With its wild looks and massive tires, the Countach defined the supercar, including the dramatic scissor doors added because rear visibility was so bad, the doors went straight up so that the driver could lean out and look behind to help park it. The Aventador is the latest in that line of mid-engine monsters, all named after bulls that won their matches in the bullfighting arena. The normally aspirated V12 produces north of 700 horsepower, securing the top Lamborghini a spot at the hypercar table. No exotic car collection would be complete without one.
It was designed to make people go, wow, and it does.
Mercedes-Benz has two identities. There's the Silver Arrows, the feats of speed engineering, as they perfect the art of their founder, Daimler-Benz's invention, the internal combustion engine. The other is a marquee luxury brand. In-house, they have their AMG division that pushes their engines to be world leaders. When they want to max out the luxury, they turn to the Maybach label. Maybach was a luxury car manufacturer dating all the way back to 1909. Mercedes acquired the brand in 1960, relaunching it eventually in 2002, before folding it back into the Mercedes brand in 2015. Now, the Maybach badge goes on S600s that have been given enough luxury upgrades to make a season of Pimp My Rides jealous, like the $3,200 option to have Maybach branded champagne flutes in their own compartment between the rear seats. Since it's still a Mercedes, it's motivated by a bestial Mercedes V12 that hauls the heavy beast to 60 in 4.7 seconds. It has become a must-have for the luxury car collector, and at $200,000, practically a bargain among the collection. Rolls Royce has managed to establish a reputation that has made them synonymous with luxury and excess. When you arrive in a Rolls Royce. These handmade and elegantly appointed may not command the high values that some of these track-bound monuments to speed, but they carry that allure of class and grace. Naturally, Floyd Mayweather has several.
Cullinan, raised, drop head, phantom, everything's paid for.
He has 2 Phantom tin tops and a drop-head coupe. One of the hardtop Phantoms lives at his Miami residence because you still gotta get around when you're at the other place. He complements the full-size Phantoms with the Wraith, the coupe that is completely coach-built to order, only sharing the suicide doors, grille, and Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament. You gotta have the hood ornament. Splitting the difference between the 2+2 Dawn. Since BMW took ownership of the storied brand, these all come with engines putting out more than 500 horsepower. AMG started off as a group of Mercedes engineers asking questions like, what if we put the big engine in the smaller car? Or, so how powerful can we make this engine anyway? AMG models of Mercedes Benz cars represented the models with the wick turned all the way up. Eventually, the mad science division got the green light to make a ground-up car. The result was a tribute to the 300 SL Gullwing, the AMG SLS. It was a combination of classic styling and state-of-the-art car design. Mayweather has one in his white Miami car collection. Hypercars are a tough thing to collect. You only have the fastest and the latest or the most exclusive until someone else builds something faster or rare. But maybe that's part of the fun, hunting down the next latest and greatest, if you can afford it.